Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. I guess we have some news of what we're done, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've been together almost 7 years now and been through a lot, lots of long distance, and
Trying to change things up now.
it's crazy all the memories and things we have. And
What the heck? That's so sad.
I mean, yeah, we're just done with long distance.
Hey.
Little what do they call that? Clickbait.
A little clickbait, yeah. Switch it
A
up.
little clickbait intro for you because we're finally done with long distance. Mm-hmm. Well, medium distance, short distance, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. We're moved in together.
Let's just say that. Let's go.
We're gonna start up the podcast here every now and then. So we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
We've been in here for basically a month now.
A month today. Literally a month today.
I graduated. You got your stuff going, and it's like, you know what? We're like all done. So like, let's really start to get something rolling. So we're just gonna be talking about what's new, what we're up to, and yeah, that's basically it. So.
And we always talked once we moved in together that we would work on like doing the CK story again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shout out to Elle and Macy who always tell us that we need to be doing it. So
they're probably watching the pod now. So
yep, this one's for you guys. Dedicated
this one's
to
for you
Elle
guys.
and Macy.
Oh my gosh, man. So it's been a cruddy week. I'm not gonna lie. We did have a string of good weather.
Yeah, and now it's
now it's not good, and especially we have engagement pictures in 2 days. So.
No, tomorrow.
What? It's Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. Is it actually? Is it actually Wednesday?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. I had practice the past 2 days. Interesting.
See what moving does? You just forget what day it is, where it is, where you go. You don't have a schedule.
Yeah, every day has been blending together. You know what I just kind of thought about? This is like when I just started making content that's like, wait, like this is going to be on the internet forever. And it's like our kids can just be searching and then like they can find it just for a random day. Or like,
yeah.
I'm thinking, but like it's almost like a time capsule too. Like I'm going to be 50 years old and I'm going to be like, dang. Remember when I moved into our first place with Kelsey?
Mm-hmm. Our first apartment.
What
were our thoughts? How'd it go?
Hopefully first and only. Ideally, maybe.
What?
Well, if we would want to get a house next.
Oh, yeah.
There's
first and only
There's so
apartment.
many things. There's so many things.
Well, let's just talk about the move, first of all. Because the move, we pretty much, we majority, did it ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we used your parents' vehicles, and then my parents came down with the big load, like the couch.
Which Kelsey definitely helped bring up the stairs.
Play the bump.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I did not help bring the couch up the stairs, but it's good to finally have this place in order. You have your boxes and things. And one thing I said that was the hardest about this move is I saved stuff from when I was in college because that was my first move out and having to buy things for an apartment. And now but when I moved from college, my bedroom stuff went in my bedroom at home, but the kitchen and the bathroom and whatever decor I had, went all in one box. Yep. So when we were unpacking, it was one box that was half kitchen, half bathroom, part whatever, or I don't even want this anymore.
Hey, let's just say it was a massive headache, and that's why I think I didn't do much of the unpacking because Kelsey basically organized everything. Yeah. So very grateful for that. But I mean, I think that's been the string of events of
get your foot out of there.
Dude, I just want to be comfortable.
I know. Do you want a pillow?
Yeah. Yeah, this is Kelsey before the pod. Okay, yeah, let's not have any pillows in frame.
Well, I mean, I didn't care. It just looked weird that I had three pillows over here and you had none.
I won't let the dogs out this time. But
okay.
But yeah, how we both have different strengths and weaknesses, and we complement each other nice. I feel like you definitely need that because, man, if you guys have a problem and it's your weakness to both attack that problem, it's dang, you're gonna have a tough time. And you're gonna start getting into some arguments, which that we definitely probably had, but not as much.
I don't know. Maybe not really. You would just put stuff away, and I'm like, stop putting stuff away.
Yeah, I think I would get frustrated because I want it done super quick and stuff. I'm about speed. But
he's the one that there's the box. Oh, this is kitchen stuff. I'm gonna throw it in a random drawer, and I'm like, wait, let's think about where we're gonna place things and how we're going to do it. But the best part is like you carried in all the boxes, and when you were carrying in the boxes, like I was like putting the boxes in their designated area. Like this is living room, this is bathroom, this is that.
Yeah.
I honestly think like our move will be a lot easier whenever we have a next move.
It's like then you're gonna eat your words.
I know, but
12 months later.
But like I said, I was like, all the kitchen stuff will be in kitchen boxes, all the bathroom will be in bathroom boxes. It won't be so random.
Yeah.
At least in our next move, you won't have to build a lot of things. Do you miss building things?
No, I don't. I don't. Like, dude, we've gotten like the multiple dressers, nightstands, tables and chairs. I mean, all those things too. It's like, who knows? Maybe the house will have some too for that next one, because sometimes that happens. But yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to not be building so much.
Yeah, because when your parents moved, the house came with all the furniture.
Yeah, it came furnished and stuff. So, and you can kind of decide what to do with that. But it's so weird because it's like we're only actually going to be here for like a year, ideally.
We think
because we have like a year lease, but then there's a thing we can do which is like month to month. It's charged just a little bit more, and we can basically decide to move whenever.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to think about, like, hey, in a year from now, like, where are you located? You know, like, where's your work? What do you want to do? Like, really thinking about what's best.
Right.
And there's so many battles going on with like in my head of like, and even conversations and what I'm hearing, it's like, oh, you should continue, renting because it's like, it has its perks, but then it's like, oh, you should get a house because, hey, that money that's going in rent, you're basically throwing it away every month. But again, it's like, that might suit us better. But then it's just like, I want to start building equity in a home so that I'm not throwing away my money. I can always sell it. But then it takes so much to care for a house and stuff that we have never done.
Well, I think the thing with a house, like we almost need a house space with how much I don't know, how much stuff we really have. Like we don't have a guest room. We're in a 2-bedroom. 1 bedroom's ours and 1 bedroom is the content room. So it's like when we have guests over, like I would rather have a guest room than them sleeping on like our couch or an air mattress on the floor. Like that's almost why I want a house. And I know there's 3-bedroom apartments or townhomes or like a duplex or something like that. But it'd also be nice just to have like a basement of storage, especially with all the content stuff that we have and might be acquiring. Yeah,
the thing is, it's like I've been so lucky. Like this place that we're living is like so nice, like super high lofted ceilings, and we're at a great place in town. It's like I couldn't imagine starting over at like a fixer up or like whatever. Like that just is something that's not appealing to me. But that's when I think it's like get your bag up early in your 20s, and then when you're able to, because we were having this conversation the other night of like, hey, we can take advantage of that. The first time homeowners, the whatever.
I mean, I
called.
don't know the details, but yeah.
I mean, you got to think that, hey, what if we just rent for a little longer just to get more of a bigger down payment off the front of like, oh, you want to get a nicer home instead of like your first home,
right? But I always thought like if we were smart about our first home, even if it wasn't like in a spot we necessarily loved or didn't love everything about it, but it was fairly modern or maybe just a little bit of a fixer-upper, or slight like more modern than normal houses, I guess, in a spot that like eventually then when we're ready to move on to like a bigger space or like our forever home, we could always rent that home out and make it like an Airbnb. Yeah,
that would be fun, but...
But you have to also be smart with that because, like, if you live in certain places or whatever, like, it's not going to gain traction. So it's like, why have it?
Yeah. Yet again, it goes back to my head of like, oh, are we getting spread thin by doing all these different things? But I think once we know exactly, like, I'm more of like, for something like that, I know basically nothing, and I know there's so much more we need to know, like the insurance policy or what really do we have to do to manage that and maintain it, and how is it actually going to be profitable? Yeah, because that's something that just doesn't make sense to me. Of like, I have to really research it. But
it's something that like you want to make sure it's rented enough that if you have a mortgage, it's paying for that mortgage payment each month without you having to live there. But I mean, obviously you can charge whatever you want on Airbnb, but if you're charging $500 a night for a small house, you're not going to get anyone.
Yeah, but then you'd also be making so much that whatever.
One thing I did learn is like, there's
that's new. Okay.
No, just one thing I've learned from even my cousin, like he does construction work and they stay in Airbnbs from like month to month. Well, like, they live in Wisconsin, but he was working in Michigan.
Yeah.
Like he stayed in an Airbnb. I'm like, oh, so you don't always have to be in the most touristy area. If you're near the city, you might have construction workers or traveling nurses or people that need a spot to stay.
Yeah, people always need a spot to stay, and it's only getting more popular,
Yeah. So I don't think it's a bad thing to adventure into.
No, I don't.
But first things first for me is finishing my degree and getting a job somewhere in a school.
Yeah, and you have something that got set up today, but that's like the last step because you're in school, but you just need to be at a school
and working for free.
Got it. So your school is not classes. It's literally you have to get hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm finishing my classes this summer. I have 2 more classes left. And then for a school counseling degree, for my degree, you need 750 hours total. And then 150 hours at each level. So I did my practicum, which was 150 hours. And then now I'm having to do my 2 internships, which the one I did this past spring at a high school and elementary school. And now I need those middle school hours, which everyone has been warning me about is like the worst. So we'll see how that goes. But once I finish those hours, I will be like, I'll have my degree. The thing that kind of sucks is I get it in the middle of the school year.
Because how can you get a job then if it's right there?
Yeah, unless someone quits, or sometimes they do like long-term sub positions for counselors. But it's tricky because it's really based on your location, and
do you want to be? Are you excited to be done with school? Everything?
I am so excited to be done with school. I was actually at your graduation talking with some girls that they like could
You're
go.
such a social butterfly.
Oh my gosh, not. That they were talking about, like, for their nursing, they would have to go back to school to do more, or if they want to stay working. And I'm like, I give you so much credit for like working and then going back, because I don't know if I could go back. If I went back, well, what a lot of people do for like at least the school counseling position that I've seen is like they work as a teacher or somehow in the education world, and then later, like, basically after they're done having kids or their kids have grown, they go back for school counseling, which for me, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have done that. But I also don't know what I would have done, because I don't really want to be a teacher. And I was a teacher's aide for a while, which I enjoyed, but it doesn't make a lot of money.
Well, is that your goal, to make some money at a job, or is it to make a difference in kids' lives?
I mean, both. I mean, the money doesn't determine where I work or like me accepting the job. It's just, it's not a forever position for me. Yeah.
This has been interesting of like seeing where everyone around me kind of like ends up, because man, it's so tough when, you're around so many people, like being on the wrestling team. It's like the seniors and stuff. It's like, you're not going to practice, and you're like, oh wow, you're going back to your hometown and getting a job, and you might see them once every couple months. And it's like, it changes up like that, like in a blink of an eye. Like everything is different. And I couldn't imagine looking, well, I guess I can, but like I feel like I've worked at like my craft for so long, where it's like I feel like I've been in it, but also like I'm not looking to get hired by anyone or anything. And I just wonder what that process would be like, coming from like no experience and just a college degree, because like, dude, people around me are, putting in, I would say dozens, but maybe even hundreds of applications, and maybe getting an interview. That's not even like, an in-person thing. So it's just like, it's so crazy, I guess. But I mean, everyone's kind of hurting for money, especially out of school.
Well, yeah.
At some point.
I mean, that's something like I've been experiencing too. No, I'm not done with my degree, but there is the potential of being hired of like, hey, I'll have my degree within 12 weeks of the school year. Like, hire me. But I put in probably 10 applications, and 5 of them have already hired someone. Now, I mean, I've heard like the theories of like, well, sometimes they have to put an application out there if there's an opening, even if they have someone else in mind, or, maybe they had an intern there and they're just hiring them anyway. So they have to put that application out there, which maybe is the case. But it is crazy. Like, yeah, no, some schools I've reached out to, like, hey, are you starting the interview process or something like that? And I get no response.
Yeah.
And with the no response, even just trying to get an internship somewhere, I've gotten no response. And
Free work.
I'm just trying to work for free, not even pay me, and they're not responding. But it's crazy because a couple people have reached out and said, like, hey, my email went straight to spam. And I'm like, we talked about this last night. Like, what if I was a parent trying to reach the counselor? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you can call. But what if you're just trying to reach the counselor and your email just keeps going to spam? Like,
because this would happen in my college account. Like, I was trying to email myself stuff to like print, and like I couldn't send an email to my school email from like a Gmail or like a Yahoo. And it's like, dude, that just doesn't make any sense. It just goes right to your spam, and I don't really check spam at all. So
no, it's very rare I check spam unless like my storage is getting up there and I'm like, oh, but I think schools, you have unlimited storage. So I don't know. Check your spam, guys. Adulting.
What's the favorite thing you've maybe felt or noticed living here together?
Ooh, okay. I think I almost have to think for a second because, well, okay, there's a couple things. It's like on different levels. Like one thing, the best thing that I feel about here is like I have never lived in a place that I've been able to make the whole thing like my own or our own, basically. In my college apartment, I lived with 3 other girls in my house. Like it's my parents' house. All I had was my room and just having space. And we have a lot of space and it's really nice. So that would just be like the one thing of like making it my own. And like I look around and I'm just like so happy with how our place is put together. Mm-hmm. And then just like a other happy thing is like, I don't have to be waiting for you to text me back or waiting to call me back or like, cause we do a lot of communication like as a relationship, but also as like, I help you a lot with like CH gear and all that. So it's like, oh, there's this brand deal. Okay. They messaged the business account. Now I got to text Cayden and now I got to like, it's just such a funneling system instead of me walking from my desk over to the content room and being like, hey, yes or no. And then I can email my response. Yeah.
That's been helpful for sure.
And even just having the space to get more organized with that here, like having the filing system and things like that.
Cool. I love that for you.
What is your favorite part about moving in?
So many favorite things.
Well, you know what I'm going to ask next.
What?
The most annoying thing.
I know a couple of those. I mean, favorite thing is like, I can make this, like this spot, everything here is like mine. Like I don't have to worry about, someone else's stuff being like, oh, like there's something on the kitchen counter or in this space in the living room. Like, oh, it's not mine. I don't really care for it, but or like something like that. So I think it's just like knowing that, hey, everything here is mine and I can like, ours and like everything we can do, we can change it.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the ability to that. And then just like the freedom of like, I mean, I guess, you can just wake up and decide what you want to do basically. And I think I guess that's been a challenge of like, hey, like you really gotta be motivated yourself because, no one's going to tell you to wake up at a certain time or get something done and to do all that. So
one thing that just came to my mind about like everything being ours is we had your whole family here for your graduation. We threw a little like happy graduation and apartment warming so they could see our place since they were down here. And with you saying like everything's ours, it almost makes me nervous sometimes because it's like everything is ours. Like, I don't know, like I am so like I'm an only child, so I'm used to everything being mine and not sharing and all that. So it's like when someone comes into our house, it's like, okay, we spent the money on that. We spent the time building that. I don't want anyone to ruin it unless it's me. So it's like I was so like, okay, make sure everyone has a coaster. Like, but nothing happened and nothing went wrong. I wasn't really like that worried, but it's just a different perspective when everything is yours because you want it to remain nice and
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like we're throwing ragers and stuff, so we don't have to worry about that. No. But yeah. Well, you had a question. Your next one.
Oh, yeah. My next question. What is the most annoying thing about living with me?
Waking up to Kelsey. No, I'm just kidding. Most annoying. I hope behind every joke there's a little.
Just kidding.
I'm just kidding. Most annoying thing. Gosh. Oh, maybe it's like Kelsey trying to like teach me how to coach me up on certain things. Like, oh my gosh, you don't know how to like maybe not giving me credit when I put in effort. And
Yeah.
I think that's probably annoying when I'm like, dude, like I tried, like I am doing this the best I can, and I get judged for it. Which I mean doesn't happen a lot, but it's it's something. But again, I am learning. Like, let's say this is an instance. So like let's say I have a Cheez-It box, right? I just put that right in the recycling. Kelsey's like, no, you have to flatten the box, undo it from the bottom, and all this. So after 3 or 4 times, I like figured out. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and I can do this now. So it's just like it's like it's breaking habits, and some of them are bad, but I'm trying to think maybe they're all bad, but
no, some of them are probably just me being particular.
yeah, some of them are
or just like the way I always did it. So it's like, why don't you do it that way? But I have to like rethink and be like, oh, like you've never really like. I feel like there's also like girl mentality of just
probably.
I don't know.
Like I don't like when Kelsey has the dish system and she has one side you can have dirty dishes, but the other side you can have clean dishes, but it's still the sink. But then I have the scrub daddy that always gets crud on it that is leaking to the clean side. I'm like, I don't want that there. Okay. So why is that in the sink? That makes no sense to me.
Okay, we don't have a drying rack.
You've been buying everything every day. Where the heck is our drying?
Okay, to be honest, it's something like I don't want to spend money on, so it was on like our apartment registry of like I don't really want to spend money on a drying rack. Come on, like I spent like shut up. Okay, I do get what you're saying, but that's why I just pretty much do the dishes now, where you just put your dishes in the dishwasher and yeah. It is really nice though. Like I was thinking, they say like the tasks you do now are the ones you'll do forever.
Yep.
And I'm like, I was sitting on the couch yesterday and I'm like, wow, I have never had to unload the dishwasher. I think I did it once because you didn't exactly know where everything was going. Oh, yeah,
the stuff on top, I didn't know where things were.
Yeah, but I was just like, wow, it feels good because that's something I always had to do at my house. Like, we'd load the dishwasher after dinner, but then, like, my parents would say I never did it. But I did do it, like, a decent amount of times, and I'm like, oh, I just like hate this. I hate unloading. Like I hate the clinking of the plates and all that. I don't know, it just always bothered me. But now I'm like, wait, I'll be fine like doing the dishes, and then Cayden always puts them away. Like that's fine.
Sure, fine with me.
Yeah, but it's funny because we always said that you would have to clean the dishes. I always teased you about that.
Yeah, but then Kelsey blames me for using so much water.
You do. You run the water forever.
See? You check this out.
You do, like, he'll have, like, just a piece of chicken on a plate, and it leaves, like, okay, maybe just a couple crumbs, but he's running the water for a good, like, minute and a half, and then puts it in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So it's a minute and a half under the soap and water, and then now it's going to be 2 hours in the dishwasher.
Yeah. That's fair. I just like my stuff clean.
Oh, we know. Because then you have to rinse the plate before you even eat on it.
I do, because if there's dust on it, why would I want to be eating dust?
So it spends 2 minutes being washed in the sink, 2 hours in the dishwasher, and then another solid 45 seconds.
That's crazy.
That's what you do.
Yeah, right. You're crazy.
Okay, you're going to ask me the question?
Yeah, what's the most annoying thing about living with me, huh? I bet you can't think of anything.
Definitely not, no. No, I think we've already touched it. That it's just like, I don't know. You lived in a bachelor pad. You guys didn't care about mess or like you just did as you did, and a little wasteful, I would say.
Really? I
think so.
Yeah, it's certain things potentially. Kelsey yells at me if I'm done, if I can't finish the rest of a little snippet of chicken, and I throw it away, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so useful. Give me a container."
Not all things. It's like when you.
Kelsey's very conservative with that.
I like to eat all the food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I like.
Here's another truck for Kelsey.
No, it's
got some more packages coming your way.
No,
yeah, they're parked right outside our door.
If anything, it's just books for school. Yippee! I don't think I have anything coming today, but he is parked right outside our place.
What else is exciting on the come up here? Oh, look at that.
What the
Doorbell
heck?
rings.
No, seriously, I did not have a package. I don't know what this is.
Oh, I don't know what this is.
He just
I
rang
bought a
the
couple
doorbell
things
and
today,
left.
but
What would I? No, I seriously don't know what it is.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe Ding Dong ditched us.
I don't even know where my phone is. What would arrive today? You know what? It has to be my textbook. That's the only thing I can think. Nothing exciting.
What's the rest of the channel gonna look like? What's the future of it? Is it gonna be a pod every 3 months like we've been doing?
I know. I mean, I would love to do it more. Like,
You
just
do a weekly episode.
I don't think we could do weekly because we have a lot of camps coming up this summer.
Bi-weekly.
I was thinking maybe once a month.
Okay. You just let me know. I'm here. I live here.
I live here too.
Except I set up everything. But she will be editing.
Yes.
So this editing work Kelsey's doing.
It's not going to be anything fancy. It's just going to be cutting. One point I feel like we've reached in our lives is the part where everyone is getting married.
There is.
Yes.
There's a lot of marriages going down.
Yes. A lot of engagements and a lot of people getting married, bridal showers. Our wedding is in a year.
Mm-hmm. You excited?
I am excited.
Are you sure?
I think I'm sure.
I don't hear any enthusiasm in that.
What?
Whoop whoop. Yeah, now we gotta get the groomsmen and the bridesmaid stuff all figured out. And is that the next steps or like what else?
Yeah. Our
else
next
is that?
steps will be asking our bridesmaids and groomsmen and probably getting a caterer and a DJ.
Oh yeah.
And then the
I
rest.
can just hook up my iPhone. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Honestly, like that's how I feel. I know the DJ brings the lights and stuff like that, but I'm like, just play music. I actually saw on TikTok yesterday, like the trend of like, okay, tell me the thing you spent the most money on. And they're like, I'm not talking venues or caterers. I'm talking like the details. Like, what did you spend so much money on? And people were saying like card boxes and all these things. But one thing they were talking about is a dance floor. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people have the checkered dance floor, like the light up kind of dance floor.
We were at a wedding convention and Kelsey was like, I don't want that. Why would you want that? And Kelsey, a couple months later, oh my gosh, we need this.
Well, I'm not saying we need it. I would want to like price it out, I guess, because our venue is very just like, I mean, I love it, but like the floor is just a cement floor. Mm-hmm. And I see these people posting pictures and I'm like, I know it's not that big of a deal, but when they have a dance floor compared to when they don't, I like it. It feels so much more put together when they have a dance floor.
Yeah, I think something needs to be there because there's not even like an outline for it. So I think we need something. We're going to get something.
Yeah. Otherwise, it just feels like way too like much like a warehouse in those pictures. Just because it's like, it's a cement floor and a DJ. Yep. And I'm like, I want it to be a little more put together, a little more like, because we will have plenty of space to like actually have the dance floor set up. And we're really only renting it a couple of hours. Like, I don't know. But people have said like, you know, you might as well buy certain things rather than renting them. And that's one thing I've thought of. Like, I want to do like a photo area where we take pictures with guests or guests just take their own pictures. And I have this idea of like a wooden background, the typical neon sign, and then this white couch. And the white couch that I've seen, it's like $300 to rent it. But I've seen some on Facebook Marketplace and people are selling them for like $100, $75. And when I was seeing these couches, we weren't in our apartment yet to have a place to store it. But now I'm like keeping my eye on Facebook Marketplace for a cheap white couch to like have as our like photo area. And then of course sell it afterwards. Like, or maybe, who knows, we'll be moving into a house and we'll need a little couch somewhere. I don't know. It could become the podcast couch.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't see why not.
But
what's the name of the podcast? Is it just our channel?
The CK Story.
The CK Story podcast.
If you can even see that.
Kelsey was very...
looks a little uneven with us sitting there, but it's like even to the cushion.
She was riding the struggle bus trying to fit the tacks on the wall, but she did it.
Well, that's because I had it up higher, and then you said I couldn't have it up there. Well, to wrap up, a final question for you is final question. What is the favorite thing? Why can't
Can she talk?
Words.
All right, Kelsey, I got a question for you. What's the favorite meal you've made since you've been here?
Oh, okay, you did it so well. Favorite meal we have made. I would say the best meal that we made was the pork chops last night. They were really good.
That's good.
They're juicy. good. Never really made them before. My parents always made them, and they made them on a smoker, and we made them in the oven, and they were pretty good. What was your favorite dinner so far?
Chicken Alfredo. My goodness. I could probably eat this every day. But we make our homemade Alfredo sauce. Kelsey found this recipe. Get some milk. We're not even using heavy cream at all. Milk, some butter, garlic, some salt, pepper, and boom, you just steam that bad boy. You cut your chicken up in there. Get some fettuccine noodles. It's perfect. Well, and Parmesan cheese is in there too. But yeah, that's been such a good meal. So.
And we have the dairy and dairy-free version.
Yeah, that's true.
So I make my dairy-free, and he makes his, and we use the noodles, and it's perfect.
Yeah, honestly, I could eat that tonight. I'm not gonna lie. That is just making me hungry.
We make chicken Alfredo at least once a week.
As we should. And Kelsey's like, oh, let's not do it next week. I'm like, what are we gonna eat?
Cayden can eat it every day. I'm like, I need to switch up my meals.
Day for a month.
Because he's so picky on food. It's insane. And we both have our allergies that it makes cooking very hard. Cayden could eat the same meal every day for the rest of his life, I feel like.
Probably. I mean, I will say, like, I have saved so much money by not going out to eat. Like, I've literally eaten every meal here. I could think of, I went to Jimmy John's once.
Like, when we moved in, we only went out to eat the night we moved in. And then other than that, we just went to the grocery store and we were cooking with whatever we had. The first couple of days were a little interesting, not having many pots and pans and things, but we have more devices now to cook.
That's true. But well, till next month, it'll be June. So we'll have a couple camps under our belt, and we'll be officially like a year till we get married. So
and we'll be together 7 years at that point.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
All right. Well, we'll see you then.
All right. See you next month. Remember, we're starting like as if we...
Okay. You want to start it?